Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel and the AEW Dark Review Series for the 10th of August 2021. Back to exceptionally long shows for the sake of bad booking. Is there good stuff on here? Yes. Is there stuff that doesn't need to be here? Sure. Anyway, so we move forward and taped in Jacksonville without fans last Tuesday night. Excalibur and Taz on commentary. Something like 16 or 17 matches because we don't really know how to plan ahead. Anyway, Thunder Rosa defeating Zaida Zig 4:15. Rosa gets a tap with the Peruvian necktie. Went way too long. And, I mean, ultimately not a bad, not a bad thing to have Thunder Rosa on the show, but do you need her in a 17-match squash fest? Red Velvet defeating Skylar Moore in 256, and again, they're pushing the fact she's going to be on television. Excalibur reminding us that this is the second 100 episodes. 101st, 102nd, regardless. Over 100 episodes of this, and if you go back, other than filling a lot of time, there isn't a lot here. Velvet wins with the final slice for her second win in 2 nights, because we have to put the same people on the show on a regular basis just because we don't know how to plan ahead. Anyway, she goes into a match with Britt Baker on Friday's Rampage debut. 2.0 against Aiden Lannis and Liam Gray, Matt Lee, and Jeff Parker, otherwise known as the former Ever-Rise. They debuted last week on Dynamite, and so we send them backwards here. They plug a YouTube show. The show rules on commentary. The match runs just under 4.5 minutes. Gray gets a hot tag and has a decent enough run of the match, but it's nothing big. Hits a high kick on Lee. He tags in Atlantis, who gets destroyed, and Parker gets the win after a double team hot shot. Bear Country versus Chaos Project 805. Why in the world is this match even on the show? Running this long. Bear Boulder is back from injury. Obviously, they're a dark tag team, so basically, we don't believe you're worth being on television, but we do believe you're worth paying to perform. Anyway, Bear Country rocks both members of Chaos Project. Bronson gets in some trouble, and Luther uses Serpentico's body as a weapon, as he always does. Boulder eventually gets the hot tag and power slams both members of Chaos Project at once. Bear Country finishes off Luther with the Boulder Splash, and it ran way, way too long. Darby Allin against Invictus. Crash, 335. Crash making his debut in the company, and he's from Iran. That's probably the most interesting thing in this match. Featured a bunch of arm work and arm drags by Allin. Crash gets an advantage and a decent enough backbreaker for a 1 count after a snap suplex. Allin comes back with an exchange roll-up, winning the Last Supper. Reverse figure 4 into a cradle. Facing Daniel Garcia tonight on Dark. And then we go into a match that literally, why? QT Marshall with Nick Catamaro and Aaron Solo defeating Allen 5 Angels with Colt Cabana and 10:36. Why in the world does this need to be a 10-minute match? No idea. They play up the fact that these two have history, as Marshall trained him, but again, doesn't need to be here. Marshall takes him up for a suplex. Angels pushes him off into the ropes, gets a near fall top rope cross body. Marshall comes back with a German suplex, but Angels flips out and hits a running knee. Angels gets a near fall top rope moonsault and then goes for a springboard lung blower. But Marshall catches him, turns him into a sit out last ride for a near fall. Marshall goes for the diamond cutter, but Angels counters and hits the top rope for another moonsault. Anyway, Solo crotches Angels on the top rope. Cabana hits Brawling and then go to the back, and back in the ring. Angels hits top rope Spanish Fly on Marshall for 2 count. Marshall hits Angels with an elbow and tears off the mask. Which why do you have a guy masked who doesn't need it anyway? Angels tries to get back in. Marshall hits Diamond Cutter to get the win. Haduko defeats Thad Brown 138. No Haku and Haduko tonight. And then Brown makes his debut and is destroyed by his opponent. Sit-out fireman's carry slam into a pinfall for his first AEW win. Nyla Rose, why are you even still employed against Valentina Rossi? Rose picks up Rossi and picks her up by the throat, choke slamming her. Rose gets the win, beast bomb after the match. Guerrero lays Rose t-shirt on Rossi's broken body, and Ross will face Chris Statlander on Wednesday. More overexposure as we see Daniel Garcia defeating Fuego del Sol. Del Sol gets hit with a bunch of offense in a very short match. Garcia ties up the arms of his opponent with his own legs, and then wrenching back on the legs, lying on top of him, he faces Allen on Wednesday. Penelope Ford defeats Sasha 7-4-10. Penelope Ford still has not improved to a point where anyone would really care. Anyway, 7 is larger than Ford, and Ford has trouble maneuvering around the ring a bit. Squash match, Ford hits handspring elbow and gets a near fall after German suplex. 7 goes for the charge, gets caught with a pump kick. Ford secures the Muda lock and a submission. Shawn Spears and Wardlow defeat Seth Gangus and Ripper Zbyszko. Disparaging the name of Zbyszko. How sad. Ripper is the son of Larry Zbyszko. He gets destroyed by Spears. C4 and a complete squash. Why so many squashes? Hybrid 2 defeating Jay Freddy and Marcus Cross. Jack Evans wrestles the majority of the match, which basically means we see a straw versus a wrestler. Angelico is obviously the star of the team, and it shows here with the bounce around that everybody does. Angelico gets tagged, gets a submission with a Navarro death roll. Lucha Brothers against the Wingman, Cesar Bononi, J.D. Drake. J.D. Drake has a lot of potential, but the rest of them don't fit for a number of reasons. Match breaks down. Drake throws Phoenix into Penta's corner, and all 4 men get involved in the match. Lucha Brothers take out Bononi with a double super kick. Penta hits a double foot stomp on Drake, and Phoenix follows up with a frog splash for a win. Ty Conti defeats Robin Renegade. 338, Renegade slaps Conti and then destroys her. Renegade makes a comeback and works over Conti with a chinlock. Conti then comes back and tosses Renegade around the ring with a bunch of judo throws, hits a bunch of pump kicks in the corner. DDT finishes off Renegade. Private Party, who, my gosh, they were in one of the first, if not the first, match on Dynamite, and now they're just wasted here. Not that I like them as talent, I don't, but if you're going to push somebody, dialing them back is just stupid. 9:51, match goes at least 3 times longer than it needs to. Yuta, though, and Chuck Taylor, Yuta is the best wrestler of the bunch. He does look pretty impressive early. Taylor gets tagged. Private Party gets some heat on him. The commentators waste a whole bunch of time, and there's a single leg crab in there. Isaiah Cassidy gets a near fall after a senton. Mark Quinn goes for the shooting star press, misses, and eats some knees. TH2 interferes, and Quinn gets pinned. Yuta has his feet on the ropes. Dark Order, Evil Uno, Stu Grayson, Colt Cabana defeats David Aromas, Jake Manning, and Joey Sweats. Cabana hits the Chicago skyline on Sweats for the win. Short match. Why even have people get dressed for this? Uno and Grayson face the Good Brothers on Wednesday for the tag team titles. And then another match that doesn't need to happen. Alex Reynolds, 10, and John Silver defeat Dean Alexander, Arjun Singh, and TIM. Reynolds and Silver hit Alexander with a combination of moves 10 gets a submission with a full Nelson. Why in the world is this show over 2 hours? Oh, yeah, because this is Everybody Loves Friends Wrestling. Anyway, till next time, keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment.